Good morning, everybody. And for me, it's not the morning at all. It is Tuesday and it's lunchtime on Tuesday, and I just had to come outside. If you listen carefully, not that carefully actually, because they're making quite a row, you can probably hear the children playing out at lunchtime. Let's have a listen. Just listening in there. I think they're having a lovely game of football, the children that are playing there. And I've had to come outside today because, as you can see, I can hardly see. I can't see what I'm filming today because the sun's in my eyes. Today we have got, in the middle of winter, blue skies and pure sun. Hardly a cloud in the sky. Isn't winter wonderful? Yesterday, it barely got light all day. And I was feeling a bit down in the dumps, standing outside the school to greet you all in the morning and at the end of the day. But today is a different day totally. So I wanted to share the blue skies with you, just in case you hadn't managed to get out today. And all this week we're thinking about signs of spring and nature, and we've done a lot of thinking about trees, haven't we? So I thought we'd have a look in round and about school at what's happening nature-wise. And in school, I'll just turn this around, have a lot of beautiful, really large, deciduous trees. And at the moment, their branches are totally, utterly bare. Except if I could get up there high enough, I feel really sure that there would be some buds on those high up branches. So there's all of our deciduous trees, and you'll spot them all round and about school because there are heaps of them, and Mr. Wood has to work really hard to safe. And I just wanted to mention before we have a look at some other things, what an amazing week this is being, and how impressed I have been with the learning that's been going on in school and also the learning that's been going on at home. Now this morning I was lucky enough to spend the morning in 2 different online classes. So I joined Miss Nixon's class, and they were doing at home. They were working on multiplying by 10, I think, for the first time today. And children in Miss Nixon's class, you were so well behaved. Everybody was doing what you should have been doing, and you were all learning and practicing your skills, which was absolutely fantastic. And then I joined, where did I go next? I bobbed into Mr. Whittam's lesson in year 1. And Mr. Whittam was doing a super job of teaching phonics in year 1, and you were doing your sounds, and you were learning about the new special friends that you were learning about this week, which was the IE split digraph. To add to the knowledge that you already have of those other special friends, I think you'd been doing a split E digraph yesterday, and you were all working really hard and doing your Fred talking and learning how to read and spell those words. So well done, everybody. And in school, it's also been amazing. One of my favourite things yesterday was I visited Mr. Naylor's class, and they were having a great time in school. They were working in the hall, children. If you can imagine this, they'd sectioned the hall into different strips using toilet roll to make a grid all the way down the hall, and then they had cut out pictures of the planets in the solar system, and they had to use the lines that they'd made with the toilet roll to show how far the different planets were from each other. Now here's a question, because I was here in school and not in Mrs. Scrimshaw's lesson. I don't know if Mrs. Scrimshaw did some kind of version of that lesson in the remote education. Please can someone let me know. So here we are then, again in the school garden, and I'm just going to show you some of the evergreen shrubs that we've got here, because we've got some signs of spring. So we have quite a few evergreen shrubs bordering our school, and I'm just by the biodome at the moment. So you can see just behind the biodome, we've got our evergreen conifers there. And we choose those for this border because they are evergreen, so they always look lovely. And then I've got some mystery plants that I need to find out some more about. Plants which are already, even in January, starting to bloom. And this is the first one here. And I must confess, children, maybe somebody at home will know. Some clever mums and dads possibly. I don't know what this bush is called, but it's marvellous. Already in deepest, darkest January, the blossom is in bloom. These beautiful white with a touch of pink blossoms. I think that's the first blossom I have seen this year, so it's a delight to see. And then just hiding away Because like I say, you have to look for these things, you know. Otherwise you just walk past them. Where did I spot it? On this plant down at the bottom, I spotted a flower out. I can't see it now. See if you can find it as I scan across. See if you can see a small whitish flower. Ha ha! Here it is now. This plant here, whoop, is already flowering. Look at that. And actually, when I look at the plant, it's got heaps and heaps of buds on it. So this must also be a winter flowering plant, which makes it even more special, doesn't it? Okay, we're going to head up now, just to look at the last plant in the garden. We're going to have Freya's tree is doing. And Freya's tree, I think it was a mum that asked me yesterday, oh, is it an actual planted tree? Well, the answer is yes, it is. It's not just for Christmas, like maybe the Christmas trees that you might have composted or done something with at home. Freya's tree we've chosen particularly because it is going to be planted into the ground, and so it will grow and grow and grow really nice and tall. Just coming up the steps, here we are, our star sign, and then here we go. I'll just turn the camera around so you can see. You can definitely hear the children now. There we go. So here we go. As we know, it's another Norway spruce, I think, this one. And so this is evergreen. And our plans here are for spring. What we'd really like to do on these shrubs and bushes is to buy some bird feeders, so that we can have lots of birds hopping around and encourage the nature. And also some planters with some spring bulbs, so things like daffodils, etc. So I think it'll make a really lovely spring garden. Okay, so no matter where you are today, in school or at home, be brilliant. Try your best. That's our message. It's been our message all year since we came back to school after Christmas. And have a lovely learning day, and I hope to see you having to talk above the children, either in your online classes or round and about in school. But bye for now.